When we say Krishna knows the future but does not intervene, that's how we reconcile his omnipotence and omniscience. Does that mean that our future is fixed and Krishna won't change it, but we also can't change it? Then what is the meaning of our trying to get purified and trying to improve ourselves? Well, these are one of the questions for which it's very difficult to have an answer that provides all the answers. It's like every answer will raise questions, and then those questions you can have answers, but it will go on. So I don't think there is any definitive or conclusive answer.
Okay.
But I will give some understanding of this. It's three different.
Can I take it down? Or
See, in my understanding of the answer, I've gone in three different directions and I've talked with many different devotees, read whatever I could find in our tradition, outside our tradition, because this is a problem for all theistic philosophers, because God's omniscience and omnipotence are issues which are attributes of God which are there for all theistic traditions also. So many of the logical paradoxes with the definition of God or the nature of God, they have been addressed by Christian theologians more than Vedic theologians.
Okay.
And one reason for that is that Vedic theology has been very Veda centered. That means the theology has been mostly about what are the Vedic statements and how to make sense of them. Now, while making sense of them, there's a lot of logic, a lot of reasoning. But the center has been not the questions that come in the human mind, the questions that arise when you read the Vedas. So, the encounter of Hindu philosophy with modern rationality started about 150 years ago. And we have been mostly focused on more like defending ourselves from politically motivated attack, leftist attacks, then the attacks of caste discrimination, the attacks of mythology and things like that. The rational aspect has not been that much of a focus. Not that it's not been a focus, but that's one unfortunate truth. So anyway, so my point is that I have looked at diverse sources. Of course, I try to see how much of that is reconcilable with our philosophy also. So you could go in three different tracks in this. The first is the point that whether do we have free will. So it's the idea of God's omniscience not only challenges omnipotence but also challenges our free will. Because both omniscience and omnipotence,
absolutely,
both challenge our free will. So the best example I have come up with for this is the example of GPS. So the GPS has got the whole territory mapped out, and whichever turn I take, the GPS knows by taking this turn where I'll end up. Now the GPS knows the various permutations and combinations of what turns I take and where I'll go. The GPS does not control which turn I take. So when we say the GPS is omniscient, in the sense it has the whole territory mapped out. But it is not omniscient in the sense that it does not know where I am going to go. But what it knows is, based on which turn I take, where I go, it knows. I don't know that, but it knows. So this is, in one conversation, Prabhupada seems to talk about Krishna's omniscience in this way, where he says that whatever choice we take, Krishna knows what consequence that choice will lead to. But
he doesn't know what choice.
Yeah, but he's not controlling
the
choice that we take specifically.
That makes sense.
So that is one level of understanding. It's very logical that this reconciles our free will with God's omniscience. Our free will in this, God's omniscience also is in one sense, you could call it qualified omniscience, in the sense that that qualification, or I don't like to use the word limitation for God, but that qualification is necessary for the presence of free will. And that our free will is also qualified in the sense that if there is no road, if there are only buildings here or walls here, you cannot go. There are some areas, some phases in our life we may have no free will. This is the only path you have to go according to.
So can we say, Prabhu, that God knows the consequences of the choices that we will make, but He doesn't know how we will act in the future using our free will?
That's I'll come to that. So first example is GPS, where this particular point you said. Now the second is, we could go and take about like predictive search engines or algorithms which we have. Now these don't just provide us options, they also keep track of our past history. And by our past history, they can make a fair estimation of what kind of sites are we going to browse. That's how they give us some autocomplete options also. So here, now in many times you can delete your history, you can change your ID and try to get rid of your trail on the internet. But with respect to Krishna, we can't do that. Krishna as a Paramatma is all-knowing. So we could say that it's not so much of a absolute certainty, but Krishna's omniscience is not just about the consequences of our choices. Krishna's omniscience is also about a fair estimate of prediction of which choice we will make based on the kind of choices we have made.
Based on the type of consciousness we currently have.
Correct, exactly.
But our consciousness can change.
Exactly. So that's why advertising, which is based on predictive algorithms, is not a foolproof business. It is, sometimes it works, many times it works, that's why people put so much money on it. But it's not 100% guaranteed that you put advertisement money and you will get a big return. So now of course Krishna is not error prone like algorithms are, but the point is human free will is not completely unpredictable. It is not completely predictable also, but it is not completely unpredictable. So Krishna's omniscience also in this way includes our choices, in the sense that at least what we can say is that He knows the past choices we have made, and based on that, as compared to any algorithm that might be there, he's in a far better position to predict what kind of choices we'll make. That's the second way of looking at it. Now the third point is that Krishna's attributes are also not static. So what do I mean by static? Like say attributes can exist in a hierarchy. So we could say that, say, Israel is more powerful than Hamas right now. Israel wants security. Now if it wants security, one way of getting security is just destroy the whole Gaza territory. All its enemies would be killed. Now some people say they are actually doing that. I won't get into the ethics of that. Some people say they are doing that. They are not explicitly doing that. They are not straight away. They are warning people. They have enough weapon firepower to destroy the entire billions of people over there. So similarly, if America has some enemy, they can just destroy everyone in that country. They may have done that. They have not done that till now explicitly. But my point is that security is a virtue, but respect for others, humanity is also another virtue. And one virtue or one concern, one priority does not overshadow all other priorities. So priorities fall in a hierarchy. So like that for Krishna also, his attributes, he is not just stuck with his attributes. For him also his attributes are in a hierarchy based on his own choice. So yes, Krishna, like a 7-foot person, that person's height is a big advantage for that person if they want to catch sight of someone. But that will be a big disadvantage if that person wants to go undercover and be a spy.
Or sitting in an economy class.
Yeah. So, but if they are stuck with that height of 7 feet, they can't change that.
Yeah.
But Krishna's attributes are not like that. So Krishna's attributes are basically that he's omnipotent, he's omniscient. But all his attributes are subordinate to his purpose.
To his omnibenevolence.
Omnibenevolence, as we put it, yeah. To his purpose of reciprocating love with his devotees and attracting the conditioned souls towards that world of love. So, if Krishna was stuck with his omnipotence, or for that matter his omniscience, if Krishna was stuck with his omnipotence, then Mother Yashoda would never be able to tie him up.
Yeah.
If we were stuck with omniscience, then none of his leelas would happen.
Yeah. You've covered all that in your lecture.
So my point is then that Krishna's So whether Krishna knows or not, that is not the most important question. So even if you say Krishna's omniscience means that he should know what you are going to do in the future. But for Krishna, his omniscience is not the most important. For Krishna, the reciprocation of love is most important. And for that matter, he wants us to express our love. So the Prabhupada sometimes gave answers which can seem deceptively simple, but they can also be surprisingly profound. Like Prabhupada sometimes put it simply, Krishna knows the future and then he can change the future. So can Krishna build a stone which he cannot lift? Yes, he can build a stone he can't lift and then he will lift it. So Prabhupada would speak things very simply and it can just bring a laugh of surprise. But there is something deeper also going on in those examples. The deeper point is that Krishna is not stuck with an attribute. Krishna has a purpose. So we could say that from our perspective, the purpose of existence is the reciprocation of love. And if that is the purpose of existence, then let's focus on that. And
so even his omniscience is subservient to his omnibenevolence.
Yeah.
That's one point. And you covered that in your lectures as well.
I'd say omnibenevolence is
the most important thing for Krishna.
I'd say that, I would say omnibenevolence is true, but I didn't use that word today just now because it's more like loving reciprocation. So it's when you use the word benevolence, he's up there and he's doing good to everyone. That is not the mood in Vrindavan. So it's just his loving nature.
Loving reciprocation.
As a part of his loving reciprocation, those who are not in that world of love, for them, his omnibenevolence will also come in. But broadly speaking, his abilities, they are in his attributes, abilities, or they are in a hierarchy. And then the lower are subordinate. So that's why, for our expression of love, that's what Krishna is valuing. And that means we do have free will.
So actually in your lectures you have very strongly suggested to me that Krishna does know how we will act in the future, but he doesn't want to change it. And that is why I got confused and I thought I would ask.
See, now when you say there does know, as I said, my understanding has also evolved over a period of time, and I would be hesitant to categorically say that Krishna does not know.
That is true.
Because if I make a statement like that, it goes against one of the defining attributes of God.
Absolutely.
And I don't have any explicit scriptural backing to say that Krishna does not know. Although you can say that's an inference you can make from particular pastime. So apparently when Ram was chasing Maricha, Lakshman suspected this might be Maricha, but Ram went along with Sita's request. Did he not know? We could say it's Yogamaya. Okay, you can use whatever explanation you want, but it seems as if Lord Ram does not know at that time. So my statement, I can find some justification in scripture for that. But so, I would say that my first answer, that Krishna knows but Krishna doesn't change, that is an answer which is reasonably justifiable based on scripture. But the challenge for us as teachers is that whatever explanation we give, that has to be in harmony with scripture, but also has to be in harmony with our lived experience. So there is, in our outreach of Krishna consciousness, there is more like a prescriptive aspect and descriptive aspect. Prescriptive, this is what scripture teaches, and this is how you should be. Descriptive is, this is how people are doing things. And so I would say that as the years pass, and as I've seen I taught the Bhakti Shastra in 2012, 13, 14. Now that's when I recorded it. And after that actually I started my international outreach. So then I've encountered many different devotees. I have seen the kind of logical questions that people from the Western world come up with. And I've encountered also various skeptical challenges coming from skeptical worldviews. So I would say that my sympathy to the lived experience and to the challenge of making sense from the perspective of a lived experience, that is also increased. So that's why I would say the third explanation is more from that perspective.
Prabhu,